Premo atumema de semenyina aha aba premo kase social so se kase obetimi ahwe abe fontentan so UTV Ghana saso no channel 360 on DSTV so obetimi ahwe ho no edifice house abeka junction ye to amane wo ewo wafie mu nti wo bie mu na ye ni aseda kase enkoma dwumako eto so yi best point savings and loans and best assurance wo home for sika sem insurance wo sem nyina ekodan wo this way chocolate drink ewie Joe ice no so new to this way gum from bowl biscuits and also brodo so what am I said that ever you two I data sort in pa me oba painting na metimi account for the amount any you two I data sort special ice mineral water in so man kwanso ye nkwa abodun so papa won no mo a obete se won so special ice mineral water maybe pa we feel more so any offices da kase insama hodo a edimu akotene ebi ene Sabra yakasei high court ashese pandai parliamentary and I say member of parliament and I say parliamentary seat in 2024 about to koto ye no menteme ho ase irregularities bi ekoso nti sabre wa se omo enko rerun enu nti ye de ho nsem eba betudwa obepie mu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ahyebo se eba no infrastructure obehwe se ebi mbotimi apeja ewo senior high school ewo Tamale said ye beya wo mo ho ebetimi ahare wo mo second deputy Bank of Ghana governor de atuja say enam ewiemu ensacha ye nti no se ba no kuyayo a wo mo hyehyeye no mo dwumedi wo mo die no wo mo timi esachire mu na entimi enkontia wo mo saso ena sabre wo ba bepie mu ewo omanfo a wo mo wo fakwase eno wo bunu East region womu esu charge ajo enam infrastructure munim entia womu se eniama etimi eboa ema oman bi etimi kɔ enimu ebi te se eye basic school womu hia dan ene de ekeka ho to sesa aban emra na womra meye womu emwa wei ene nsam kaye ka ho ena semufo aboabo na mosomfo abena chebu achemede ba besom sepremo kase Africa se no enchiremu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Ghana man penyini na sabe odi atudwa se aban ani suade hunu kese anase wo ye nhyehyeye se wode eye policy foforo krampo a ebeboa ama senior high school wo mo ankasa etimi aye wo mo enam nti eba no eye poultry anase bi ombeyen wo mo nantwie wo mo ponche anase wo mo ndwan se de ebeya wo mo ankasa afuo mu na wo mo ankasa etimi enya bi edi nti sabre die wose san hyehyeye ne ba beboa ama school na kasa enya wo nam a wo mo ebere.
We are coming up with a policy and I hope that Ganasco will be one of the schools to embrace it, and that is a policy where secondary schools will have a poultry farm and a livestock farm. And so Ganasco will be one of the schools selected. We'll establish a poultry farm here and a livestock farm so that you don't have to go to the market to buy your meat. You take your meat from your own farm. And so when we have the farm, you have to be volunteering to go and feed the chickens and the sheep and goats. And again, headmaster will have no excuse when you go to the dining hall and there's no meat in your food. And so we'll select Ganasco as one of the early ones to participate in this program.
Yegusua ewo mampenyi His Excellency John Dramani Mahama na kache na omampenyi na saka ede esisu bio se ye share eye schools ahodo na womu wo emu category into womu wo category B, C, D. What's sa brady hyehyeye a wo ye ne se oba be pege mu nyina na etimi emiti no a standard.
One of the initiatives that we are coming up with is to try and resolve the problem of the school placement system. The school placement system has run into problems because schools are categorized in 3 categories. One is category A, the second is category B, and the third is category C. About half of the student population in secondary school are in what are called category C schools. And most people don't want to go to Category C schools. And so we need to improve the infrastructure in Category C and Category B so that everywhere, every school will be a Category A school. That is how it should be. And so, as the finance minister said in the budget, we're selecting the first 30 Category C schools. We're going to build science laboratories, we're going to build dormitories, we're going to build classroom blocks, we're going to do STEM laboratories for them so that we can expand those Category C schools to either Category B or Category A, in order that any school that any Ghanaian child gets, he will feel confident that he has a good chance of making it into tertiary education.
Also, for share a woman, one sem soy, Honorable Haruna Idrusu, and what the Atsuja say, Nyame Aduma Bosumi a day enemy, Ebekwe ye dear, na Ghana Senior High School, I will change it Yakana Ghana School, Womonsa can Ayon Kunya, and Makumaku 2000.
Mr. President, I'm proud to announce that the Ghana Education Trust Fund, under your able leadership, will respond to some of the developmental needs of Ghana School and many other secondary schools in Ghana. And today, President Mahama, you have the singular and unique honor to cut sword for the construction of a 5,000 capacity multipurpose assembly hall, the first of its kind in Ghana, to be sponsored by the Ghana Education Trust Fund, a 2-story 12-unit classroom block to reduce congestion and promote effective living, a 2-story boys dormitory block, and a 2-number 12-seater toilet facilities, and the rehabilitation and equipping of the science laboratory. Mr. President, this is not like the usual political promise. You will walk the action of the delivery of these projects within the next 24 months of your research agenda. So, Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, now Pisholana, with President Mahama at the helm of affairs, as I have said always, he is resetting Ghana even in education. And his focus, even as we review curriculum, will be to emphasize digital education and the acquisition of digital skills. Today, Ghana School will benefit from a smart classroom, which is an indication of what the President intends to upskill across the country for the digital provision of education.
Also, for Betty H.R. was share a woman, and one some so a Dr. Clement Abbas. A park na sabri was say anano ya wade numre mente me ho ase esi ye e wa technical institute no e yade a entwe yi into okasetia.
I am on the campus of the WA Technical Institute, having arrived yesterday to represent His Excellency the President at the 4th congregation of the SD Dombo University. I became aware of some occurrences on this campus. So I thought it wise, after the MC had briefed me, to pay a visit and to see things for myself and also to hear from the management of the institution. What I've seen is very disappointing. Clearly, the situation is one that is worrying and has an impact on teaching and learning. Although I am disappointed, I want to commend the MC, the board chair, the principal, the management, and the Ghana Police Service for moving in to secure the situation. I have been informed that a committee has been put in place to investigate and to get to the bottom of why the riot, which is described as a fight, between some students and their collaborators from out of campus against other students. Because we don't know the actual causes of this issue, we cannot speak in detail. Safe to say we expect the investigation to unravel what has caused this. But let me sound a warning that as a government, as a ministry, we will not tolerate misconduct, insubordination, and the destruction of public property from anyone. Governments over the years, and this government has made it a point to try and improve teaching and learning conditions by providing infrastructure. So when infrastructure is being destroyed and the little resources available are being destroyed, it increases the burden of government and also negatively impacts teaching and learning. So we are very determined to work as a ministry with the law enforcement agencies to ensure that the perpetrators of these cowardly acts are identified and brought to book.
Also for share enuane ni kuaye ho nsem so Honorable Eric Opoku ena sabode ato ankrankran sorry nyina anim se wo se wo mu nyina fo mo enhye kuaye mu se de beya enuane ebetimi aba ewo man mo de nsem yi atudwa wa bra na Apostle Continuation Church Temple wo bia no ewusunyane
ya yewu onyankopon ne yedi yi ya wasase bedia udua dua ne wo ba bia yi ensuo ni nam yasase mu kama yo mrantie ne maba ye population ye youthful yesa mrantie ne maba ankoa nanso ayo hosam ne say ya japade we nyina chi no yentimi nyina aduane a yebedie e wo Ghana ha enti Burkina Faso ofo dua close na ye free Ghana akokra close no dia ba Niger fo dua jena na Ghana yakọ Niger ne akofa jeni e dia ba Sika ye biko Burkina Faso kokra intosi no. Afibia yan tua kra ni tua bese $300 to $400 million. Say yan kan tosi bio ho ba. Sa $400 million no. Ebepia e factories akese ama mrantie no ba bebre enya adwuma yi. Asori man so ye besa asori bia nya asori ofu. So for aso be Kenya me asempa no. So come be asori man no bia nya bia no bia. All that was a pitch. We don't have a problem Kenya me asempa. Na asori so ye fo no mu dua no bia na ba. Na mo ton a mo sika e dia boa. E no so boa ama e komo a ya na e ba ye man no. Etwa ye dey etwa.
Most nipa bi asikafuo bi omo ye omo adwuma bi ana opese wo ye bi do wa sori bi mu na ye na me pese me gina asofo anam se ne sofo nso etibisi asori na e de manyame obeko ba bia yesi o eda ewe ye nti sofo bidi eti ya na tem bia asofo ho ye yi ti na se me ma be ye sofo na mismitimi ye bibi e de bo anyame adwuma ma nsori ma ehu za asofo nso etime bo anyame ye nti ma me ye we eni na me ankasa so na me hia ni ba pa na me ba bia maduru nso na nyama ho de na nyama yansa se me timi godina be bi to stalker na me ntimi ye bibi ma nyame ese me dikan ye bibi ma nyame asama ye dan we ye makoma na me disi ye me nya de me wosika da ho na me ye je be me den se me ma obi abese nti afibia minimum me engineer by profession. I'm not say be me suffocate it meaning say the maintenance here and then obi am the tone so it mean madan no and in plan so what then say ade bi a wetin bi a wan sisi I said ti be sisi ama bi a wo so awo dan na wo sisi na e dan ya bes everybody nshira wo.
Second Deputy Governor Elmo Bank of Ghana Ramatilda Asante esi eduna sabre wode ya tudwa se si ye hwe wiase nyina se de niema esi sane anas esi dane fa no ade edi ne mirika so pa ne share abefo kwan so a ye ka no eye technology ne so a enam kwan bebre so ema adwadifo so no esesa eniema ankanka eba no sika efemu a afi wasan de aka ho so se wiemu nsakyraye no eyade a edi shocks ahodo bebre eba eno enam so ema ensaye bebre so eba nkanka so ye hye no eye kuyayo ehun ensema odensemi etudwa wabra second conference of women in financial institution in rural communities.
No discussion about the future is complete without acknowledging the impact of climate change, since we're still talking ESG. As we can see, rural communities are already feeling the effects. Weather patterns are unpredictable, floods and droughts more frequent. Food production is under pressure. Thankfully, in Ghana this year, we haven't had that. And that's part of what has contributed to the significant decline we see in our inflation numbers. But these realities also affect loan performance, client resilience, and the financial health of rural banks. But within these challenges, I believe there's also opportunity. Rural and community banks can lead Ghana's green finance agenda by supporting renewable energy solutions, climate-smart agriculture, water conservation projects, and eco-friendly rural enterprises. These investments protect the environment and create new business pathways that align with global sustainability priorities.
As we look into the future, the association remains committed to expand capacity building programs tailored specifically for women in leadership, to advocate for gender diversity at board and executive levels, to strengthen partnerships that foster training, mentorship, and financing needs of women, to also enhance women's role in advancing financial inclusion for SMEs, for traders, for farmers, and our local households. Our conviction is clear. Women are indispensable to the growth, resilience, and long-term sustainability of rural banking in Ghana.
Abusafo ya tuwaka siyano suwa ya kwa yensem choni Al-Hassan Washid ehonomo na wadi asemu nchimu ede aba Tamale High Court sabri washese Midday Parliamentary elections course 7th December 2024 no dia menteme ho asibi course ma that sabre no parliamentary candidate Emma National Democratic Congress or the kodan court ne say kwan ye fa so new patriotic party ni no niema bi ankoyi nti court ne nka bi ma no eno na nei high court na hyese wo mon san kɔ no mo nkoto aba no ebiem eno ne nam so Emma yensem choni Al-Hassan Washid ewa ahoma no so no famu amane bo emaye Washid what me ka me mo ha eba premo kase so
mejo so na to say
me ho ye pa na won so
bibia ekoye da yakopon ase
ye de nyame ase enti ya ye nya no emu nchiremu pa ne sei
enokre Tamale High Court Justice Emmanuel Brew Planch honor or presided in the or the ruling by na ruling is 2024 parliamentary election AC work Midday constituency no almost enko to ababium parliamentary candidate within the next 30 days. Now the MSR ruling by and say petition be National Democratic Congress candidate your friend Daniel Nsala was filed ono na the complaint echo Gina court name say December 7th, 2024 election, no, according to Professor tainted by serious irregularities, no, and all the court. Now, alleged inconsistency are not a woman from 8A, pink sheet, from 41 polling stations, out of the total of 152 polling stations, and irregularities, no. Or say breach breaches no violate regulation 39 and 43 of the public election regulation ISCI 127. Ruling now judge no Eddie Echo no or agree say non-compliance electoral regulation material no and no ACA and omo rerun. Now usha Pandai seat no ana Pandai election na ACA no na MPP Matthew Nyindam or secure 27,947 votes representing 53.47%. And NDC Daniel and Salah Wafal on no 24,213 votes representing 46.33%. It's currently within the next 30 days say almost to Aba Pandai. Now many Northern Regional Communication Director Danjuma Ekasai or say once rerun the business there once winning Pandai seat no on better winning Pandai seat no Rashid computer so Kasai no say Senate MPP free Tamale Central by election say Pandai so mom be for that particular election because the ABC work Pandai no say me and so omo kachenti the AC Tamale High Court and pay and me assume yeshefo. Okay,
yo Washid ye beda sepa na koso afo ani die che na de befuma baabi aso ma UTV ashefo so ehu de ekoso na ebusuafo Washid ebo mpanyfo mienu edi na chese ye ntie wo mo so ensemo a wo mo aka efa eye ruling our day aba.
Grateful to the courts for having done justice to the good people of Pandai. All along, the NDC has been saying that there are several crooked electoral officers who are bent on stealing people mandates, and one of these is what has been exposed today. We said it time and again that the seat of Pandai was the seat for the NDC. They rigged the election, and we've been saying it time and again that we will continue to expose crooked electoral officers who will continue to rig election. We will stop them. We will make sure that the NDC will prevent such rigging machinery of the then MPP and their crooked collaborators in the Electoral Commission. Clearly, the CI 127, if you look at Regulation 43, 1A up to H, spell out how collation of parliamentary election is done. You collate results based on two forms. We have from 1C and then from 1D. You assemble the results from 1C and then put the summaries on from 1D and declare the results. This was not done. They didn't do that. They just organized themselves, ran to Tamale, cooked some results, and announced Nyindam as a parliamentary candidate elect. This is what they did. And that is why we made sure that we follow through the process. The NDC is the most lawful political party in Ghana. We didn't use lawless means to get this verdict. We made sure that we follow through the process, and we have gotten favorable judgment. I can assure you, we are appealing to our opponents, the MPP. They shouldn't come for the by-election because we will hand them some heavy defeat. If they still want to have some kind of respect to the good people of Ghana, they should chicken out how they chicken out in Tamale Central. Otherwise, our election machinery, you can see my regional minister is here, my presidential staffer, my candidate is here. We are going home. I'm sending the verdict back to National Secretariat. We are going to prepare. They've given us 30 days. We are ready, even tomorrow. Yeah. We are caught.
We are grateful to Council who assisted. As I introduced them, myself, Council Musa Mohammed, we had Eugene Aweti, we had George Adagbaja, and among others. For us, our case before the court was very simple. We had a rogue Electoral Commission district electoral officer who decided to abuse discretion. Now, what is important, and that why this case is significant, is that at every district election collation center, there are certain rights that are preserved for the candidates. Now, when the polling station closes, you move to the district collation center, and that's the parliamentary collation center, and certain things can be done there, including asking for a recount of even the polling station. Now, when you say that there are disturbances at the collation center. The law is clear that you either adjourn it to the next day or you can adjourn it even for a week. But you don't relocate the district or redesignate the collation center without notice to the participating candidates. And then you, when you are brought to court, decide that you are going to support one side against the other, making allegations that the petitioner was involved in busing hooligans to the place to come and destroy property and also to engage in acts which were inconsistent to the election laws. When the district election officer was put in the box, he could not even point even his own videos, to show that indeed the petitioner had done any of those things. So clearly, our point was very simple. The failure to notify the petitioner of the relocation and redesignation of the collation center meant that clearly there was no way he could have participated in the collation and to be able to exercise his rights, which included serious irregularities which we brought to the court. So in the fairness of the entire thing, including the ample evidence that there was complete destruction of the biometric verification system and all that, the only alternative would be to rerun the election. And so we are very happy that the court has ordered that within 30 days the election should be rerun. The power and the sovereignty lies with the people. It is for them to decide who their MP is. And you cannot be a beneficiary of such an incident and call yourself an MP. That is out of the question. So the alleged MP, who has now been clearly exposed as not being the MP elect, was a beneficiary of a rigged system by the district election officer. And I will appeal to the petitioner and the NDC election committee to ensure that that district election officer does not return back to that position, because he can cause mayhem in this country if he's allowed.
Thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to thank my teaming supporters for supporting me throughout the proceedings. For us, we saw irregularities and we brought it to court, and the court has ruled. I want to use this opportunity to thank my lawyers, kudos, for the good job they have done. We are prepared to get to the ground, prepare for the election, and at the end of the day, you know what my election director said? We want to set the ball rolling, and the seat will return back to NDC. Thank you. Thank you.
But what these guys are saying, nothing will change.
Nothing will change. Nothing will change.
We vote.
Maybe it is round of, we still want them. Nothing will change.
If I'm beating you,
nothing.
In the police station, and then the person we should go and rerun. You have not won any of them. So then we should go back. What shows that you can win? The worst is going to be that maybe because of the incumbency and other things, people will not even have interest in going to vote again. That may be the challenge. Otherwise, we will still beat him, and nothing will change. So what is going to be that?
Nothing will change.
Our problem is maybe I'm not a lawyer. I'm not going to talk law. The lawyer will come and talk the law.
Oman hena wowo esikando ono aso e na ye president Emma Western Regional House of Chiefs Nana Kobina Nkesia otoso enum ena sabre wode ato officers bano public officers a sempo ye kase o aban ekwakoto ade se wo mundi enimu ye hia sei wo monhye no wo monto na chese procurement no wo se wo mudwuma wo mudie no wo monhye se wo bema anidie sefata aba ho afei so wo monhye se dwumadie no nyina no emu ebete na adaho na ehunu mu fan na afei so eba na kontabu nso a wo mebegu hu akonta.
Promoting procurement excellence in local governance is essential for building trust, ensuring value for money, and safeguarding of public resources. Our ancestors also told us the one who fetches water for the community must not muddy it. Public officers handling procurement must therefore act with absolute integrity, ensuring that processes remain clean, fair, and accountable. And I use the word public because I mean public. Unfortunately, we've made our publics, we've got two publics, and one is MPP, the other one is NDC. They are not our publics. When I say public, I mean you and I. So you got into this place because of NDC. So when you see any NDC, when you got into place because of the other party, I even forget their names. Public is public. It is not partisan. And that should please, please, please go into the heads as you work on. As procurement professionals, we have a critical role to play in shaping the future of our communities. Let's continue to push boundaries, challenge norms, and strive for excellence. We celebrate a decade of progress, growth, and resilience. We have been faced with numerous challenges, but we have persevered, and our achievements are a testament to our collective strength and determination. Despite often working in unfavorable conditions, we have managed to make significant strides in promoting transparency, accountability, and value for money.
Procurement being one of the most vulnerable points in public administration often becomes.
Eastern South Regional Police Command and asabre wake siso se abrantie bi a wo frɛ no Victor Benjamin Fejimironkum a wodi mfie aduonu ensia 26 a woye Nigerian na chese ofi Nigeria ehonom na wofi na eba beto odwa so osusu se abrantie yi o kyere eye maame bi ene wo wie ye wo ku maame no ene ne ba abayoa ewo Nigeria hodomo etine nam so ma posifo ehwehwe na sabre ya ye kasa idie wode atodwa se wo mo ache sa abrantie no
abrantie bi a friend Victor Benjamin Ujimiru awadi mfishia du nsia a oye Nigeria ni wakum maami bi ene ne ba ewo Nigeria maame no ye adwuma wo se ha nke be kan se road safety wo ewo Abeokuta ewo Ogun State ewo Nigeria ewo Alatamemu na sa branch ni di se adwuma no odintempa America wanya ba bia nko se ye Ghana ha ne Eastern South ha ye achimwanchi ben apatia ho na odi ne ho ko boy ga ne ne nyonkufo ko hye nyame nchade yehu video yi wo mframamu no the crime officer ne PID for ne the deputy regional commander ene yina de hu bo mu se nipa na be hye ye potem hanko ade akwan bia so se for kwan bia e betimi aso ne pam ampa ye suma nipa ye ko itu anamoko akwatia ko wanchi kakra nyame nchade ene ekohu sa branch se one ne nyonkufo abehye de nyonkufo nche wo banki iba ya che no ye bisa no so ampa waje atunu se ono do ye no ye no second alert so ye the 2nd November ene okuma amene ne ba no ene obedu ye man mu ha 17 November eya busumi ya ewu ya it is muhu sa branch ye obi a odi bond case ye wo alata memu na wetu America ababeshe yemem ayasonipa ti yaya agency de le ko national headquarters ya police ya bank siem na omuso de na kwako ma Nigeria payinfo na omode na di de emase ti se muti abape ya na afenso ye besi ye hye munyina amanfo ntimamfo but se muhu se onipa bi de tibia bi isubi ne ban bi ewo otemu anase nipakuo bi aba bopotem mo ya ade bi a etwetwe waso kakra ntempa no mo ya ntem na mo baba police foreman ye na yetimi hwe se boniyefo bia yetimi fa bonim ye be di bronya yi aboniyefo nyina peso mo kan den so Eastern South region die me ne mapamfo aboafo de awiata so se ti se bokra de yedwemo e beja nya akonfo no yetimi atwom na yedwoma ko akosimra
ewa aban ani swadi hu no efa no 24-hour economy policy na a wo hyehyɛ eno ne nam so ma Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly sabre wo se wo di enimu na aban ani swadi hu no se wo sisisi eye dwa eye market na etimi a operate ya 24-hour no eno betimi aboa apagye dwadie mu yesika sam etimi akwa na fiasan biebie nyuma wo se wo hwe enimu anase wo di enimu na wabie sa market no
ono na okede dwunu ho de oda oze ehihye bia wo fan 24-hour economy ozeba Bobuama, Mbabuna, Iwuni, Jumaye, Obobom for 4 Jumaye. As part of the initiative, Aban Ayede, Obesi 24-hour economy model market, Ewo Mason, Hubiara, Owo, Many, Honor, Igwe Mason, Yan Chafa, Oyo Model 1, with our models and Model 1, Model 2, Model 3, and 4. It Mason be to the Metropolitan Assembly, Model 1. Or there, yeah, Babashi, Julias, your friend, Oye, Nifabubu, Awo Mason, Nano, clergies, market women, departmental heads, war, or Mason, players to win him. Or my penny, many does opera years about all of money, yeah, Mason, only 24-hour economy. The actual site, you will see that my consultant in the society for ye, Zemay, yet one, and Musa, modern marketing, obey.
Ohine ene omanfo a womo ewo fakwase eno wate bubu amanten municipality ewo Bono East Mantemu na Sabri wo frɛ eye telecommunication companies no eye telcos ne se wo srepa ene empanyfo a womo ka bi womu se wo bepie mu ewo mpatemu honom a se wo benya network no wode aye calls no ade ho akwa atwe a eno de wo how kese pa eba won so nti wo sre se womo emremu na wo meye womo emwa
ya shelo kwan ya apo ya fasu ya koni aseye pa ya ka ema kuntua dodona ejra education eso sao ya shelo school ya ya school ni see more than 20 years ni yet we complete sao you see by the say arama mofra etimukroana na ehuye pa ye hwe yensu sen o haya eya adia edi yenya pa ti esre se lele wa amsi wa haidi yesu sen omwaye na kanpo yetimi le pipes anki ensu akra am mahaisesi a kabobo die kapamwaye ayesabia obi ha asai so kanpo bra odi message de papoma abani nka odura district assembly kapamwaye na engineer no ona hwe clinic no wadi so na nka ontimi emani start eye adwumaye na ya pom dia ho babo fo no omontimi eye adwuma emaye enfo mi fo bra na no ma wo kwan obacha sasini nyina fa so obi do measure mi sam america fo ene ma nyina se apa ma fo su ti stress ye am si wide na onye titru ni ema district upon dia down go flow 90 ikawa ta na nwachi adia etoba ehaye pa as a municipal assembly eye ahensem manso a aya ewo ahensem mu edi enya pa ewo atembo amantimenti mu ase ne mesre na mamo se baabia Ghana yadru sa entokwa we projectu we yewe no atwem se obi enya adwenya Ghana yewo court ewo ho na nawo so wo nhihye ya modi esiesi ahense pese
ya to akase no so a eye ema wo mu eye gari ewo eye mafi maipo eno ewo central ton empesua so ewo from mantemu ena sabre wo twa ejejo se ba no wo madwuma wo ye na na so wo mahoden e ka na mampa ena wo mu ede eye wo mu se no entimi emboa emma dwuma mu die entimi nko nanim empo se ba no production a wo mu ntimi nye ewo ne duduo mu afen so no wo mu business no esi ano se de nkese se enyini no so no na se ebre na se nti wo srepa se aban emremu na omeyo omo sede be ya omo dwuma no be koso ama omo dada setene mu nso akọ enimu
anyenko na Georgina yevu giye gali komito mi po machine mi akọ fie ma mi po machine na fie ma ne mi o tami de kuku na government bene na mi machine mi akọ fie ma pri motoka mi akọ no agbele kumi Mohamanyo ne mi togale mi akọ ya smela vo mote ya semo keja ehie mi afi mi atakpo mo akọ gali ko ya semi tami hiene government o pepere ngbe wa pele mi ntito goma mi enye doye mi wole gi ta ne mi po machine mi ata to 5 bags afi zado
ye chi gali na hit chie ye tu banchi no so a ye sinsi an ye bele nti na ye pese mumboai ye pe ni pakọ obeto gali ne mai a ye pe masha ye di be ye ejuma na e be easy amai ha ye chi gali no so ye nya bebi a ye be tunto enti ye bre ye pe machine a ye di be chi gali no ana masha ye di be sinsin ba chen
nyakonya akpalu edit mi le gali to mi le fukpa ne mi wa gbeli ha mi po machine akpa gbeli ne mi tuma ha machine abla ma ne mi ha mi po ne mi to gali ha mi pa me ya fle ne mi o ne ko mi to etro home ne mi le gali to ha jijo mi no fukpa mi po machine ya to gali ne mi ta mi le zibe government ne kpele mi na o ma na ko machine ve ne mi ko to gali mi ko blama mi ko pa gbeli enye fu ye pe mi le mi bia pepele macho government egbobe na kpele mi enti o le gali ha ne mi ko ya se mi na na ka go masamo eta gali na kwasi ne mi 20 cedi ko vale ta na kwasi ne mi
morni ye ti try bia na ye use we use this I bet me achi na abo nti say ye pe machine bia ye bet me adi achi garin for us to go for it nipa bagu bet me achi gari adi lenu kwan so ni ye hunti ye sre government no say on boy na my machine bi na ye fancy gari
area de mama ye jina nsemi so ne ya home premo kase so yakoba minyo be ma ni mado de agudie mu nsem so beto aso ko bebia ye beba sisia